Hi, I'm Harry Hill, and I'm great company. I've had this idea for a TV show, which I think is great, but I can't get anyone interested in it. I don't know why, because it's very cheap. Basically, this is I'm pitching this to you now.
Okay, great.
So I'm in the back of a van, transit van.
I already love it.
We arrive at a designated place. It could be, Blue Water Shopping Centre,
Okay.
Fleet Services off the M3,
Yeah.
A place where there are people.
Mm-hmm.
And I burst out of the doors,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm in the outfit, and I walk around, and I go up to someone, and they say, "Oh, hi, what's your name?" And they say, "Oh, my name is Sarah. What are you doing, Sarah?" "Oh, I'm just getting some sun lotion because I'm going on holiday next week." And I say, "Mind if I spend the day with you?" "Okay." And then I follow them around for the whole day, and I go back to their house, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And then at the end at midnight, I come out of the house with camera crew waiting. So this is all filmed, obviously.
You turn into a pumpkin.
No, I come out, I walk down and I do a rap, which is a rap of the highlights of what happened. It's called "I'm Coming to Your House."
Hey, let's break it down. Strangers, interesting.
Everyone's got a story.
Everyone's got a story.
We're all storytellers.
Location, quite fun. Going into someone's house, great, because you can see their lives. Nosiness.
Mm.
Rap to end it, great.
Yeah. The only difficulty with it is, what if they've got like a bad past, a criminal record? You go around the house and there's like a dead body or something.
But then it turns into an awesome documentary that you sell to Netflix.
Yeah.
What are you calling it again?
I'm calling it "I'm Coming to Your House."
Sounds
Threatening, and the way I said it then, it sounded threatening.
Why did it sound so threatening?
It's that, that David.
Also, the whole pitch. I think when you're going wrong, I'm in the back of a van.
I'm in the back of a van. It shouldn't be a van. It should be a Rolls Royce, or it should be a.
I'm in the back of a van.
Car.
I meet a stranger. I go to.
Yeah, it's horrible. There's a mattress. There's no mattress in the back of the van. That's your mind. There's no gaffer tape or bin liners.
Sounds like
there's no vat.
There are no cameras until the very end when I walk.
There's no 10-gallon vat of acid waiting for me in my shed at home, and a shovel, and a trip to B&Q. That's you. That's your mind. Yeah. Everybody's coming to my house. You know that song?
No, sing it there. I like it.
It's the David Byrne thing. Everybody's coming to my house, and I'm never gonna be alone. It's that, and that would mean maybe if we got permission, that would be the theme. I've thought it through.
I can tell.
I might just do it anyway.
Can you rap?
You wouldn't go for me for my rapping skills.
But if you
it won't be on my obituary.
But if you can, and
the sad news in today, the world of comedy is mourning the prominent comedian and rapper Harry Hill has been found dead in the back of a van on the M3, where unfortunately he was filming the pilot of a show called "I'm Coming to Your House." Who was it? I had on my podcast the other day. Do you know Roisin Connerty?
Yeah.
Should get her on this.
She's
Have
so
you had her
great.
on?
No, we haven't had her.
Really,
she's so funny.
Yeah, really.
She's so funny.
She said when she was a 5-year-old, she used to do this voice to scare her 3-year-old sister, which was she'd talk while she was breathing in. She'd go, "I'm coming to your house. I'm coming to your house." It's actually a really good device, isn't it?
I always think that whispering is threatening. So if I was to say to you, "I like your children," sounds fine. But if I was to say, "I like your children," it makes it much worse.
Yeah.
Can you rap the highlights of this show that we've had together?
There were highlights?
Big highlights.
That's news to me. No. Well, actually...
I don't like your show then.
You raise a good point. In fact, what we would do is we would come back and film that. So we'd trick it. It would be a trick.
It's trickery.
I think so, because
that's clever.
Unless we maybe we would have a rap. Maybe get Tiny Temper to come along. He'd be in the van too, observing on a monitor. He'd writing Yeah, okay, yeah. So they're going to, what are they? Oh, yeah, she's buying some sunscreen. Yeah. I bought some sunscreen from Superdrug. I went home and I crushed a bug accidentally. Oh, I don't know. It's not my forte. We get Tiny in. He's at a loose end. He's doing that property show. What's he doing that property show for? Tiny, come on. Lay down some tracks, man. Or whatever some vibes.
Is he doing the property show?
Yeah. What's he doing going around people's houses?
That's your thing.
That's my thing. He stole it.
Maybe what you should do is this. You shouldn't be normal people. Maybe it should be celebrities.
Well, that's what the channel would say, isn't it?
I'm the channel.
You're putting your...
I'm putting my channel 4 head on.
Yeah. Well, that would be more...
So you jump out and
that's the difference between you and me, you see, because you see things more, clearly, in a commercial way.
Well, because I think people are...
I think people are bored of celebrities.
I think there's fatigue, for sure. I do think there's fatigue. But I think that surprising...
What will happen when everyone's fed up with celebrities, Jamie? What will we do? What will we do?
Do you know this might interest you. Do you know how you tell if someone's famous?
If you recognize them.
Yeah, but even more so. So the word they believe that the word famous comes from the Greek god Phemio.
Right.
Phemio was this god.
Sounds like one of the gladiators.
It was a gladiator.
Rhino, Phemio, and well, the other one.
Phemio was this Greek
Wolf.
god. Do you remember Wolf?
Yeah, once seen, never forgotten.
Unbelievable.
That hair, Christ.
Used to rip.
Yeah. Hey, you go into a hairdresser's and ask for that.
I want the wolf.
Yeah.
But the Phemio was this Greek god that was small and used to follow you, and you would if you spoke about Phemio, the bigger Phemio got. So Phemio was the god of gossip.
Brilliant.
So
I love that.
Yeah. So if you're famous, you have to be gossiped about.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah.
You like that, don't you? You like that. That's turned your whole opinion on me. Now you're thinking...
No, I came with it. You're right. I came with an opinion. That was turned on its head as soon as I walked in.
That was the
books, just the books. I mean, this is a learned man with so many books. And yeah, you buy them by the kilogram. Can we have 2,500 weight of books, please? Yeah, any colours. Well, you got colours that I like. We've got some blue ones on one shelf and some orange ones.
Why did you hate being a doctor?
Oh gosh, that's how long we got. It was.
I've got all day, and I could sit here. I'm not kidding you. I think I could sit here all day with you. I'm enjoying every second of this.
What it was. Don't you hate people who go, "What it is"? What it is. What it was that I was interested in the course, right? The actual medical courses was once you got onto the wards, the patients and all that.
Yeah,
that was really interesting because you were there, and there were like people who were really ill, who were who you might watch being saved, or you'd go and see an operation on someone's heart, and there'd be a heart beating. Just in a way of kind of extremes. You'd see people. I delivered 10 babies.
Where?
Well, they come out of Hereford mainly is the fact. They come out of Hereford. That's not a nickname. No, I did my obstetrics in Hereford General Hospital.
Yeah,
and you had to deliver 10 to pass the course, and so it was all really competitive. To get you heard like a woman had gone into labour. Okay, I'll go and she had to go and befriend her a bit. Say, and you always said you didn't say I was a medical student. You say, I'm a young doctor and I need to, I'd love to help you out. Yeah, okay.
That's amazing.
There's this one terrible thing I had this, and so you'd spend a lot of time with the couple. Okay, so you'd be there for hours and hours and hours waiting for this moment that you could get it and you could sign it off. Tick. You got the midwife to sign your little book. Right, like the
like you're in the brownies and you're getting the badges.
Exactly. And there was this couple from Birmingham And she was in labour, and I'm sitting there chatting away to them. We get on really well. I'm bonding with them, and they think I'm a young doctor. I've got the white coat on, the tie, stethoscope. And then she goes into labour properly, and she's got the gas and air, right? So they absolutely trust me. This is the guy that's going to deliver their baby. She gets the gas and air. She's on the gas and air. All this, nitrous oxide. And if you take too much of that, basically you stop breathing. Okay, but you stop breathing momentarily. It's like hyperventilating. You just start again, right?
Yeah.
No one dies.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, unfortunately. So she goes, and I go, and her husband goes, "What's happening to her? She's dying. She's dying." And I thought, Jesus, she's dying. And I run out into the corridor and I shout, "Help!"
You're a doctor.
And I'm the doctor.
You're the doctor.
And after that,
You're joking.
the trust had gone.
It's like an air steward screaming help on a flight.
I know. So they lost confidence in me somewhat.
You didn't run out the room.
Yeah.
And shout,
I thought, Christ, she's dying. This is going to be on me.
She's dying.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah. I know. It was, and then I came back and they were looking at me like, Who are you?
She was then breathing again.
Yeah, she's like, fine. Yeah, she was just like breathing. And she's like, what happened? And it was awful.
So, what did you do then? Retire? So,
well, I was very sort of...
Right. Just forget about that, everyone.
So looking at my shoes and sort of just really embarrassed. Yeah.
Running out the room screaming help.
Yeah. Another time I turned round, this lady, she's in labour, and because babies just deliver themselves, you don't really need anyone to deliver them, it's just that. And I turned round, I was sort of talking to someone, and turned round, the baby has come out. So I'm like, I've got to get my hands on the baby because otherwise I won't get the tick. I mean, they didn't push it back up, but it was one of those things. So all that was...
Whoa. I actually did that.
No, that was me.
That was me.
Yeah. You saw me.
I was here. Help!
Yeah, that was a low point. But so that was fun, all
but
that.
How old were you when...
Well,
how old were you when you stopped then being a doctor?
Well, I qualified in 88.
Year I was born.
So it was 20... Was it? No, you're joking. Oh, my man. Oh, 20... I was 23, because I started when I was 18, 5 years. Then I worked for 2 years full-time. And then then I gave it up. So I went to see my consultant. He asked me in for a careers chat. Mm-hmm. And he said, "What do you want to do?" And I said, "I don't know, sir." And he said, "Okay, all right. Well, is it cardiology or respiratory?" And I said, "I think I want to be a comedian." And he said, "Oh, right. Yeah, you don't know, do you?" And after that, he sort of, no one ever asked me again. I didn't, he just lost interest in me. I didn't apply for a job. He used to apply for jobs every 6 months. I don't know if it's still the same. And so that's why you had to keep your nose clean because it was all about the reference. The reason I didn't enjoy it was that once you qualified, you then had the responsibility. So it was long hours. Okay, fine. Mm-hmm. We were treated very badly, our generation, so, you do a 1 in 2. So I would start work, for instance, if I was a weekend on call, mm-hmm. I'd start Friday morning and I'd finish Monday evening. Yeah.
You get out of here.
Yeah. So you would get some sleep. You'd be on call. So you'd get some sleep. So like maybe...
You're exhausted.
Yeah. Yeah, it was awful.
I feel like being exhausted when you're trying to save lives is not a good combo.
Yeah, I don't think it actually, to be fair, ever affected because the adrenaline would kick in. But there was a kind of Damascus moment, a moment which kind of crystallized it in my mind. And I was on the crash team, which was the cardiac arrest team. Mm. So you'd go to bed at midnight and you'd be woken up at beep 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 at 3 a.m. or something. And you just like fall out of bed and you'd I would run across the car park to the ward. You know, we had like a...
Because you were sleeping in your car.
Well, yeah.
There were tough times.
It was like it was an accommodation block. You know, I think they've changed that now. I don't think you can. I think you have to pay now if you're an on-call doctor to stay.
It was like a building that you would...
It was like it was emergency accommodation for people who are on call.
Sure.
Right.
Okay.
And it was like a tiny box room with a sink in one corner and toilet and bath down the hall. Yeah. So I'm running across the car park at 3 a.m. and I'm thinking to myself, I hope when I got there that they've already died. And I'm afraid, it's an awful admission, but my logic, at that moment was, if I manage to save them, it'll take me an hour and a half to do all the paperwork, the x-rays, the blood tests, to stabilize them. But if I get there and they're dead, then all I have to do is sign the death certificate.
Wow.
Yeah.
Do you know what? That's so interesting.
And that is not what I said when I went in for my interview. But that's how I changed. And I felt very guilty about that. And I had a lot of feelings like that. I felt very guilty about it. But actually, then when I talked to other junior doctors... Why would you feel guilty?
I don't think... No,
Well, I tell you why. Because medicine is seen as a vocation, as a calling. It's a... in kind of a traditional way, particularly back then. It's less so now. People see it more of a job now, but then it was more of a kind of like I say, a calling, or one of the professions, wasn't it? A doctor, a lawyer, a teacher, an astronaut. But then when I talked to my other friends,
it seemed like it was a privilege almost to
No, not that. It was about your dedication. Either you always put your patient first. I mean, people talk about the Hippocratic Oath. I mean, there is no one ever takes an oath or anything. It's sort of, I don't know where that's sort of a popular myth, but I certainly didn't. But then when I talked to my friends about it, they all had exactly the same feelings. Not all the time. So the next day I'd be, and actually when I got there, I did my best to bring that person back. But I'm just saying that in that moment, and I thought as I was running, I was thinking, this isn't good.
So you decide you say to...
I didn't kill anyone just to get back to bed. Can I make that quite clear? For the record.
I think with comedy, right? Back in the day with comedy, it was like you would go on live at the Apollo, or you'd do 8 out of 10 Cats, or you would do...
Yeah, but that's not back in my day. That's back in your day. I mean...
Oh, you're older than me? I did not realise. Yeah. I thought we were the same age.
I'm slightly older than you.
You're what? Get out of here. I can't.
Yeah. I just have a really good moisturising regime.
So back in your day in 1942...
It was much more straightforward during...
Just after the war.
Just after the D-Day landings. What happened, what used to happen
when you were
was,
rationing.
The career structure, it was a bit like, if you wanted to get in the civil service, it was like you went to Oxford, what is it, Sandhurst, Oxford, the Guards, or whatever, Yeah. So with comedy, it used to be that you'd do the circuit, so you do the London circuit, do the clubs, and no TV people ever went to any comedy clubs. And then you do the Edinburgh Festival, where they all went. So all the comedians from London would go to the Edinburgh Festival, and all the TV people who lived in London went to the Edinburgh Festival. Why they couldn't have sort of met in the middle and gone to somewhere, like Birmingham or something. Anyway, and
That's so true. It's true. It's actually so.
It's factually correct.
It's factually so correct.
Yeah.
Why couldn't you meet in Milton Keynes and just?
Well, places like the Soho Theatre, they have sort of solved that in a way that people, they do go and see those. I don't know, something about they didn't want to go to smoky pubs, rooms above pubs. I don't know what it was. Anyway, you would go there. If you had a good Edinburgh, you'd maybe get nominated for this thing called the Perrier Award. It's got a different name now, sort of.
Well, you may know about that. as I tee you up.
Very-
Ring it. Good interviewing here.
This is really good. This is some of the best interviewing
This is good shit.
in the podosphere. And if you got a good, that would be you get nominated. And if you got nominated,
Yeah.
you'd get a pilot for
Well, not that easy.
Channel 4. Pretty much.
No, it's not easy, but as in it's tough to
Well, it
be
was tough
nominated.
yeah, of course. But if you did, you'd probably get a pilot for, Channel 4 or BBC 2 or something.
Well, let's talk, because you won.
No, I didn't win the main one.
You won Best Newcomer,
Yeah.
which is the Perrier Award.
There was no Best Newcomer until me. I'm the original newcomer.
Are you serious? You're good.
There was just one award, right? So this is funny. I mean, I don't know. There was one award, which is the Perrier Award, which is all the comedians are all obsessed with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if we all were, but I certainly wasn't. Everyone I knew, and so we would, you'd meet in this bar. It was called the Gilded Balloon. As the late night, all the comedians really drunk, okay, really drunk and really angry. You see this review, and did you hear about so and so? Only 4 people came in. How many? It was all this. It was great fun, really good fun, and there was the Perrier Award, and you would get nominated. So the year I got that Best Newcomer, it was Steve Coogan.
I was just in '92.
Very well researched.
Don't worry, Jemima just wrote it on the iPad.
How does that work? She's controlling you.
She's controlling me. I'm actually AI.
What is that program? You share a document. The power behind the throne.
She just wrote "Hello, Harry" on it.
Hello, Jemima. Yeah. So,
how are you? She's asking.
I'm fine. How are you? What are you doing later? Was it 92? Yeah. Steve Coogan got the prize. I can't remember who else was nominated, but it was a really good. I mean, they're like household names. All those people that were on that list. And so they said, and there was this ceremony. I was like no one. And there was this sort of award ceremony, which I wasn't invited, I hadn't been invited to. And then my agent came and found me and said, this is on the day of it.
So you had an agent?
I hadn't just had an agent. Yeah, I had an agent.
What was a secret
Who was
agent?
the agent? We don't mention his name. He said, there's a message. They want you to go to the Perrier party.
Mm-hmm.
I said, why? And he said, well, because there may be something like there may be some information of some benefit to you. It was really cryptic.
That's how it was pitched.
Yeah, it was cryptic. So I went completely unprepared, and so Coogan picks up the award, and then the guy goes, we're awarding a special award because he's tried so hard, or I don't know what it was. Harry Hill. And I thought, geez, wow. And I went up, and it was a real thrill. It was a thrill more than anything because it was a total surprise. So I had no expectation. You've been up for awards, have you? Okay, we move on. But
I actually.
This is an award.
This is an award. This is an award-winning.
I feel it. You can just sometimes feel like this chemistry. You can
just tell.
You can't fake.
But I tell you just quickly, do you know the most embarrassing moment of my life? I think not my life, but one of the big embarrassing moments.
That must be quite a long list.
Yeah, it's a really long list. It's really long. Do you want to hear them all?
Yeah. Well, let's take the top 10.
Made in Chelsea.
Made in Chelsea.
I won a BAFTA.
I'm so sorry.
Harry, you won't believe this. I won a BAFTA.
No, and deservedly so.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
What was that for?
Best Newcomer. It was. My agent phoned me up and they were quite cryptic. They just said, just turn up. No,
a children's BAFTA.
Yeah, we had the BAFTAs.
Or a Welsh BAFTA, was it? It wasn't like a proper one, surely.
It was. I made it with my family. I know.
My family are big fans of Made in Chelsea.
And you are?
And I am on the fence still. You know what I believe about Made in Chelsea? I think it's some of the best acting on TV.
Best improv, I agree.
Best improv and best acting.
Mm-hmm.
It's better than EastEnders sometimes. No, it is. I think you're a really good. And I don't know. Do you ever go into acting, you lot? Sorry, no, you lot.
Yeah, I'll tell you this. I just want to say this BAFTA thing because I want to.
Oh, sorry. Let's hear the BAFTA.
I want to hear.
It's your podcast, not mine. We'll talk about that on when you come on my podcast.
Yeah, I can't. And also, are we there yet?
Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Yeah, the world's first family-friendly podcast.
When we were in the BAFTA, so we got nominated for a BAFTA for. It was scripted entertainment or best? Oh, it's written
best
here.
non-scripted.
Reality and structured factual.
Oh, okay, that's a new category.
It wasn't. It's a really.
I think that's when I
one.
returned my BAFTAs.
Oh, it's a really prestigious one. This is the one everyone wanted. Coogan. Everyone wanted this one, and we were sitting there.
Yeah.
And the nominations came up, and it was Holly Willoughby, and she said, "And the winner goes to Made in Chelsea." We all got up, we screamed, "Oh my God, we got it." Yeah. I walked onto stage and I was so excited. And I held this BAFTA, I looked into the audience and I saw Olivia Colman and Benedict Cumberbatch and all these incredible people. And I suddenly realised, shit, this is embarrassing.
Oh, no, that's not true.
I swear to God.
No, you shouldn't be.
I promise you, it was suddenly a realisation that we were standing on stage and these people these actors and comedians.
That's great.
That
I'd love that because they're probably not necessarily those two, but some people would be feeling that, and that's quite
100%.
funny. And that actually tells you everything you need to know about awards. It's you don't need awards. It's the I
need them.
Well, it's nice the first time, but this comes back to this thing of expectation. So I went to that award ceremony with no expectation. The worst thing is when you go to award ceremonies as a nominee, and you go there as a sort of winner. Everyone's, beforehand they're all glad handing you, oh yeah, Harry, blah blah blah, and then you don't win because only one person can win, and you come back a failure. You feel like a failure even though you've done really. It's an odd.
Yeah, it's an odd feeling.
You've got to take the rough with the smooth.
How important is it in life to be silly?
I think it's important to retain a playfulness. You think you've got to try and retain that. That gets knocked out of us as kids. If you get, you get two kids together, they just start playing, don't they, mucking about. It's and that does get knocked out of you as you get older because you get responsibilities, you get worn down, and it's important to try and retain some of that. And I think possibly what people like about me is that they don't have to do it themselves; they just see me doing it, me being silly, and
I've realised this, being an adult is exhausting. And when my parents used to say to me when I was younger, "These are the best years of your life," I'm like, surely they're not. And they're not.
What, childhood?
Yeah, they said these are the best years of your life. And I was like, that can't be true. In some ways it is. In some ways it is because, like you said, our naivety is ruined by experience.
Yeah, hormones and experience.
Yeah, that's literally what it is, right? And there's always something amazing. That's why Peter Pan kicks ass.
You got him on as well.
Yeah, I've got him on next.
So Peter, tell me about it. What was your relationship with with that dog? Your nanny. That was weird, wasn't it? The nanny was a dog. Was it a dog? It was called Nanny. Was it actually a Norlands trained dog?
That was weird.
It was weird. Yeah, I just thought of that.
It actually is weird. Yeah. Why was the nanny the dog?
I don't know. What would it do?
Your dinner's ready. Your dinner's ready.
Sound like Chewbacca.
It's fish fingers.
That's why I like doing Junior Bake Off, because the kids are so funny. And also it's funnier than it's nice that they're other people's kids as well. So they go home at the end of the day. You haven't got to,
Podcasting. Your podcast is very funny.
Thank you, Jamie. That means a lot. Coming from
you got the approval. There you go. You can now leave.
Well, I'm like very late to the game. You just told me earlier that you'd done it for 8 years or something.
Yeah.
So I'm a bit late to the game, and I thought, well, I don't want to do something just for the sake of it. I want to, unless I've got an idea which I think might have legs. And it was just really making it kind of funny but family friendly, because a lot of
that's what's brilliant about it, because it's called Are We There Yet, and it's very good. And I listened to it. It's because you have all these clever jingles, and you say it's a podcast for the family.
Yeah, it's the first family-friendly podcast designed to get you from A to B. So the idea is you're in the car.
Is that the tagline?
Yeah,
like
I've learnt it.
You've learnt it. Well done.
And the idea is you're in the car, maybe with the kids, or it doesn't mean you have to be in a family to listen to it. I mean, all my stuff is clean. I never swore on TV. I mean, I was a tea time entertainer.
You did, because everything is family friendly, isn't it? Always.
Yeah. When I first started, I did swear on stage, but it didn't sound right coming from me.
Can you swear now?
No, I'm not going to try and improve your ratings by giving you an exclusive. Dirty boy. I swear a lot in private, and I like, I'm not a prude, so I like comics. I haven't got a problem with swearing at all. I mean, sometimes it's the best way.
You were doing TV Burp, then you were voicing You've Been Framed.
Yeah.
You were taking over television.
Yeah, it was like a double bill. Yeah, I think if you didn't like Harry Hill, that was a very difficult time for you. And there are those people.
But you had. But would you? Is it?
That was a very dark period for those people.
I hated that period of television. But you had this iconic image, right?
Yeah, it was just luck, with the big with the big collar and the bald head is nature. The glasses. Okay, I found glasses that were distinctive. I mean, everyone wears glasses like this now, but actually, when I wore them, it was sort of a decision. And then with the big collar, I just had a shirt with a big collar because I used to buy my stuff from Oxfam. And in the 80s, 90s, the shirts that you bought were from the 70s or 80s.
Well, and you felt like it looked funny.
People would say to me, "Oh, that's good, that big collar thing."
Really?
Yeah. So it's the old adage, and if you ever do go back to stand up,
I will. Don't worry.
It's about, if it works, keep it in.
And this is a weird question, but it's like a uniform, right? Because then you put your uniform on.
Yeah. I go
and
to
you
work.
go to work.
Yeah.
And then when you take it off,
I don't have to make a decision. I always think like, if you're Alan Davis or I don't know Jack Whitehall or something, you've got to choose a suit or you've got to choose a tie. What am I going to wear on my feet? Or what am I? I don't have that decision. I just boom, there it is. A whole rack of them. 130 big collar shirts. Which one shall I wear?
Always white?
Well, I got a few colours. I've tried with, when I do Junior Bake Off, and they were keen for me to be a bit more brightly coloured for the children. So I've got some, like a red one, the pink one, and the brown one.
But when you also an advantage, because when you then take off your uniform, you become less recognisable.
Exactly, it's brilliant. Also, you can divide your life up, not just for tax purposes, but you can divide your life up. So you have your, real friends who call you Matthew.
He's revealed it.
Matthew.
Is that the headline that we're going to get? Harry Hill is not called Harry Hill.
And then there's the other people, like yourself.
No, I wanted to call you Matthew, and you said no.
We're not there yet.
Okay, fine. All right. So what are we just podcast friends?
Yeah.
I'm not a real
This
friend
is a
yet.
transactional.
So when I save your number, do I have to put it as Harry Hill? So
just put big collar. So yeah, it is good and it's good to have that divide. I mean, it's it's a funny thing. I do think of myself as Harry Hill. I mean, it's because I've been doing it for so long. I don't, and sometimes if I don't know, I might be on my way to a gig and I might say to myself, "Come on, Harry," or I might, I do refer to myself. Yeah.
Is it easier to almost play a character in a way? Because then you can turn that off and turn it on, rather than actually living in that existence. That's quite exhausting, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I know comics like that who seem to be always on. I mean, I think if you want to be a comedian, you don't really have any choice about what kind of comic you're going to be. it just emerges. It's, you know, when I started, I wanted to be a deadpan comic. I was a fan of Jack Dee and Stuart Lee and Arnold Brown, people like that. So when I first started, I was sort of doing an impression of them. So I had good jokes, so they would get laughs, but it was like me. It wasn't really me. It was what I, you know, and that's quite common when comics, they sort of do the person they like. And
that is why, and then you have to find your own identity.
And then gradually, you hopefully, if you stick at it long enough, you'll find the thing. Yeah, that's a big, you know, a lot of being funny is not about. I mean, I don't know what the percentage is. Maybe 80% of it is about you, not about your material. It's about your confidence and your funniness.
Has anyone ever tried to do you? Because
I have seen. I was on a bill.
Turns up with big coloured glasses.
Not
that
yet.
looks familiar.
Yeah. No, not that. But I have been on a bill, and I was on a bill with this guy, and I'm thinking, you're doing. This is me. You're doing like me. I thought, wow.
You ran on stage. He's doing me.
I thought, wow. You're doing me in front of me, and I'm me. I was thinking, I think God, it's hard enough to do it, and I'm me. And you're doing me. Everyone knows I'm here. It's like, yeah, it was fun. It was funny. But I was thinking, this is not helping you.
I've done stand-up comedy before. And I did it both were charity gigs.
Yeah.
And I did it at the comedy store.
Wow, that's in at the deep end.
300 people. First one I did,
But they knew you were Jamie Laing, some of them.
Yeah, they knew it because I wore a T-shirt for the first gig saying "As Seen on E4."
Okay.
Quite funny.
Yeah.
Like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, you know.
I think that's funny. I got approval from you. That's good. I did the first gig and
It's not going to get you out of jail, that T-shirt, is it?
I did the first... I was so nervous I did the first gig.
Yeah.
And...
What was your opening line?
I can't remember. I tell you what I did. I made a very funny joke, which I thought was a funny joke, and I'll give it to you. Ready? So you can use this if you want.
Thank you. Yeah.
Don't worry. You can use this. I said.
Wait till I tell all my comedian friends. You never guess who's writing for me now? Jamie Laing, who you know from E4.
You can tell Shuttleworth.
Very well remembered. Yeah.
That's
Go
cool.
on.
That's called a callback.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you're thinking.
It's there.
It's there.
The bare bones are there.
What did I say? I said I made it. I can't remember my joke, but anyway, the first I just told stories.
Oh, okay.
And I told stories, and because I think I would say that I'm an okay storyteller, so I told funny.
Yeah.
I told funny stories.
It's important to believe in yourself.
Yeah. And they loved it. And I
okay, this is the twist I hadn't expected.
And I walked off stage and I was like,
yeah,
I am Harry Hill.
Yeah.
I can do this. So I did my second one. And I thought, well, I'm a comedian now, so I'm going to write jokes. Yeah. It was so bad. And the audience would just look to me in this weird way, quite rightly. And I was like, oh my God, this is not going well. And so what I did then was I wanted to get through my 10 minutes as quickly as I could. Well,
that's another mistake. 10 minutes is a long time.
It was so long. There was a joke that was coming up, which was about having sex. And I realized it wasn't going to land. So I mumbled the punchline. And someone in the front row said, say it again. Because they didn't hear it. So I had to repeat it.
Yeah. Well, you see how the control has moved. How you're no longer in control. They are.
But Harry, I didn't realize that someone could say you could lose the. I didn't understand that. But and for anyone who hasn't done it, can you just what is it like?
Well, people have done it in a way. Probably they'd had to do a speech at an office party or a conference or something, and you can just feel it, can't you? You just feel it go, and those first few moments are so important for a comic because they make their mind up so quickly, and if you haven't got them, you've got to do a lot of work to get them.
What do you do if you realise you've lost the room? Which happens?
Well, there's two things you're supposed to do, and it's very difficult. I mean, it sort of amuses me.
It must be a regular occurrence for you.
It amuses me now if it's not going particularly well.
Does it really?
Yeah, I kind of have a slightly out of body experience, because actually those ones that are the bad ones are you get better stories from, you know, because no one wants to hear you say, "Oh yeah, I stormed it again last night." You know, it's just sort of boring. Success is boring, and there's another.
So you lean into the awkwardness. You almost enjoy it.
I think because you have to get if it's not going to be a great gig, then all you can get out of it is something for yourself. I mean, I look on gigs really as for me.
Yeah, this is about you.
The audience are in. You know, I think, what am I going to get out of it? You know, you have to sort of have a goal, and usually that's you know, I'm trying out a new bit or a new gag. But coming, what was you were asking me a different question, and I sort of went off on one.
Well, when I said that when you lose the room, what do you do?
Oh yeah, so what you should do is slow down, not speed up, because speeding up, they're less likely to hear it. They sense your panic. As soon as they see fear, it's up. The game's up. Yeah.
And you think they can sense it?
Yeah. It's animalistic. Yeah, it's just like, well, you've been in an audience probably where a comic's been struggling.
Yeah.
When I started, I'd be on the bill and it'd be like 4 comics and a compere or something. It's always someone would die.
Right.
I mean die, you know, like silence. I mean, you don't tend to get heckled off. This idea, you know, this kind of popular idea of hecklers. Oh, you know, get off, or, you know, there'd be some smart heckle. I mean, I don't think I've ever been had a smart heckle. I mean, I've been heckled off before, but
you've been heckled off before.
Yeah, the best one was it was a benefit for sick kids. It was a benefit for sick kids, and this guy goes, "Get off!" Like a low growl, "Get off!" Right, and then another bloke,
quite aggressive.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. I think, oh, hang on, I'm not getting paid here. I mean, this is raising money to save children's lives.
Is that what you said on stage?
No.
Hang on, I'm not being paid here.
No. I said, he goes, "Get off," and then another guy joins him, says, "Yeah, you're shit. You're shit." And I go, "Oh," I say, "Oh, heckled off at a benefit for sick kids." I said, "That's what I'm going to call my autobiography." And I had done about the...
I quite like that.
And I had done about the time, so I thought, well, yeah, okay, fair enough. I mean, you know, I'm thinking, I'm not getting paid. Right? You know, I couldn't turn it... I didn't have the energy to bother to try and turn it around. You know, the best person at that was... that I've seen is Sean Locke. You know, our old friend who died. Not your friend, but mine. Did you ever meet him?
Oh my god. I did. I was very lucky to 8 out of 10 cats a couple of times. I did Countdown as well, and I did it with Sean Locke.
Yeah. How did he treat you? He could be
like scum. And I liked him even more for it. And do you know what's so funny? What was so brilliant, and I kid you not, this is how amazing it was. We did 8 out of 10 cats.
That's funny.
We did 8 out of 10 cats.
Yeah.
The next, and we spent, I don't know, 5-6 hours together. The next night.
Yeah, because you're there all day.
Yeah, the next night, I met him outside the Groucho Club in Soho.
Right.
And I went, "Sean." And he went, "Oh, come over, we can have a photo." And I was like, "No, I was with you. I was with you last night." And he didn't recognise me. It was literally like 12 hours later. Didn't recognise me.
I said to him, because I did it. I only did it a couple of times because he said, "Oh, why don't you come on?" Because you know, this is when he was not very well, and it was just a sort of chance to hang around with him. And I said, "Sean," I said, "I've noticed that when the other comedians are doing that dictionary corner thing, which is often like new comedians getting a little 5-minute bit, I said, you don't laugh at them if you don't find them funny." I said, and that it kind of looks a bit awkward. I said, it wouldn't hurt just to laugh. And he goes, "I don't want to encourage them." and that was That was sort of his.
So good.
Yeah.
So good.
It was like he wasn't in. He was. I mean, he was interested in what people thought, I guess, but not to that extent. Not like me when I'm thinking, how do I look? You know, I'll laugh. Yeah. Where do you want me to laugh? Which camera do you want me to laugh down?
I'll do that.
Yeah.
So eager to please.
Yeah.
I'll do that. Yeah, I'll do
It's
that.
unusual in a
think
comic because most of us are kind of at heart people pleasers.
when he died, I think for many of you guys who were such good friends with him, that was pretty tough, wasn't it?
Well, yeah. I mean, this is the reality of getting older, unfortunately. Someone said to me the other day that it's the interesting people that die and you're left with the dull people, which is like a really awful prospect, isn't it? I mean, obviously that's not true. Yeah, it was awful. I mean, he was unwell for a long time and he kept it hidden and was very kind of funny about it, in a way.
That's what I find scary about life is that, and I'm at the ripe old age of 22, 35, where suddenly I sort of, I think about parents and all these. Life suddenly goes.
It speeds up, certainly. Yeah,
it suddenly I feel like age of 0 to 15 years took ages. And then it just gets quicker and quicker and quicker as we grow up. And it's scary.
Yeah, it is scary. But that's why we have to enjoy the moment. And on that note, goodbye. One of the great gifts to me was, although I wasn't, wasn't cut out to be a doctor, what I learnt from being a doctor for,
7 years.
When I was in medical school for 5, but then I was only really a doctor for 2, 3 maybe, was seeing people dying. People who had saved money all their life, who had, been jogging and were fit. And, it seemed to me it was completely random when your moment came.
Really?
And I thought, and it was clear to me, you got to make the most of it, and you got to, life is short, and that was, and everyone learns that lesson, actually, and you're beginning to learn it. I can hear, but often it doesn't come till you're 50, 60, whatever.
What is important in life?
The important thing is not what you think it is when you're younger. It's not money. It's not houses and stuff. It's success. It's not success. You need enough of this stuff, but it's actually the process. It's the day to day. It's the one of them. My wife and my sort of happiest times is we for some reason it's stuck in our mind. We were sitting on a bench in Nice eating a cream bun, sharing this massive cream bun.
I love that, the simplicity of it.
Yeah, and that and it's actually those things. It's not even like everyone says, "Oh, seeing my baby being born." It's not actually even those. It's just a laugh, with the kids in the car, or breaking into song when you hearing a song on the radio and you all sing it. It's actually a lot of those kind of mundane things.
Why was that moment with the bun so great?
It just seemed kind of, I don't know, perfect, I suppose. Yeah.
That's so sweet. Can we do this again?
Jamie,
Can we do a part
I would
2?
love to. I would love to, because we've only scratched the surface.
I think honestly, I feel like we have only scratched it.
Or you could come on my one.
And what we could do is in part 2, we could do the wrap, and we could start it with the highlights of the last one and your show, and then do a bit of trickery and kick it off.
Yeah.
And it'd be something like...
Something started here today, Jamie.
Is this the beginning of the rap?
No, this is me trying to be commercial. Something started here today.
Harry, we end with 8 questions. You ready for this?
Oh gosh, these 8 questions.
Yeah, but you can just... Here we go. You ready for this? What's a saying or phrase?
You don't need this.
Yeah, we do.
Podcast.
Yeah, we do.
You don't need the Jemima bit at the top. You don't
it's really upsetting.
You don't need the 8 questions.
No, we do. We do. It's nice.
Cut your overheads. Smaller shelves. two.
Smaller shelves.
You don't need the shelves to go up so high.
I know.
No, go on, I'm
We
joking.
didn't actually. That was my fault.
No, sorry, go on.
What's a saying or phrase that makes you smile or cheers you up?
Yeah, so I like the phrase. So my intro, if a compere asks me for what they want me to, they say, "What do you want me to say when when I introduce you?"
Mm.
And so to really make it hard for them, I say, "Can you say, plucked from the womb of his purposeless splendor, please welcome Harry Hill." And I say, if you get it wrong, I won't come on.
You'll just stay in the wings,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
waiting for them to get it.
That's not what I said. So that's, plucked from the womb of his purposeless splendor. I don't know where I got it from, but it's a quote from something.
Best compliment anyone's ever given you?
I get a lot, and it's very touching, this isn't a funny one, I get a lot of sort of 20, maybe the 25, late 20s saying to me, "Oh, you were my childhood." Very sweet. They say, "Oh, I used to watch you with my nan or my dad who's no longer with us." And, so that's, there's nothing more. Actually, I get quite emotional when people say that to me, and there's nothing nicer than that, is there?
That's a bit of vulnerability right there.
Yeah. That's my elephant man. You discovered, I have made some people happy. Mr. Treeps.
Do it with the breathing and voice of you.
Christ, I think we inhaled something. There was a fly or something. Have you got a new cleaner?
I have.
Anyway, next question. Others will never get out there. If I don't eat I have to eat at 1 o'clock, and look at them 40 minutes past.
What scares you most about yourself?
Oh dear, I don't know.
Why do you have to eat at 1?
It's the lunchtime. If you push that down the road, when you're going to have tea, the whole thing concertinas.
Come on, what scares you most about yourself?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a very good driver. I think my wife does tell me that I do drive too fast. 2 chevrons, she shouts. 2 chevrons! 2 chevrons!
2 chevrons!
When was the last time you cried and why?
Oh, gosh. I cry quite a lot. It tends to be as much happy moments as sad moments, I think. I don't know. There was a really sad thing happened to me in February when my friend Steve died, who I wrote a lot of musicals with, 2 musicals with. And so that was, I'm still sort of recovering from that. Truth.
That was
true, yeah.
What's something you can't let go of?
What can I let go of? Like what would that be?
I don't.
What have other people said? Like a physical, an actual...
Yeah. What object can't you let go of?
This table. Like what?
Past, music, comedy.
I see. Yeah, I tend to hang on to stuff. Yeah, my house is full of stuff, and my wife is the same. We got...
What's the most important?
Piled up.
What is the most important object that you have? Sentimental thing you have in your house?
I don't know. I don't know what the fuck that would be. What a stupid question. Where's this getting us? No, I think it would be... All right, I'll make one up. I'll make one up. Big collar shirts.
There you go. There's realness in that. What is... You're going to hate this one. Favorite one-liner joke?
One-liner joke?
Or a joke. It doesn't have to be a one-liner.
Well, I think my best joke, and it's not a well-known one, but I think I for some reason I do really like it, is first we were hunter-gatherers. We collected nuts and berries from the woodland floor, and then we learned how to eat another's another animal's kill. So we would eat the raw meat and the blood would drip down our face. And then we discover how to make spears and arrows, and we would kill the animals ourselves, and we would eat them and the blood would drip. And then we discovered fire, and we were able to cook the meat. And then my parents separated and we were taken into care. That's a good joke.
What turns you off?
Cruelty to animals. Cruelty to animals, man, you know. I hate that. I don't mind eating them. Well, people losing their temper. There's nothing uglier than that, is there?
That's very true. That's a good one.
And if you ask my kids, they'd say I've got a short fuse. I've got better at it, I think, as the pressure has got less. But particularly when I was doing TV Burp, I was like...
Because it was just so much pressure all the time. What turns you on?
I like, you know what, I like different... I think I like someone taking a risk. So actually what I hate is anything that's mediocre. I think I'd much rather see a kind of a failure on a kind of epic scale, someone really trying something new and it failing. I mean, obviously I want it to succeed is what I would, you know, I love a new thing. There's no greater pleasure to me than going to a club and seeing a comedian, and bearing in mind I've done it for so long, I think I know everything about it, is going and seeing a comedian and just being really blown away by them and surprised, and it makes me think, wow, this is what a great job, and there's always going to be new, really funny people to surprise us all.
What do you like most about yourself?
I like the fact that I'm upbeat, and that's a gift. You know, I'm just lucky. My mum is she's had a fair bit of tragedy in her life, but she is the same. You know, I'm one of 5 kids. I don't know if we're all like that, but I bounce back. You know, I do. It's a real gift. I have a sunny outlook.
I love that. I have a sunny outlook as well. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good to be.
Yeah.
And it is.
Yeah, but you can't
control it.
No.
I agree. Last one, and then you're free. What is your favourite family-friendly insult?
I don't know. I don't know. I mean, I have a heckle put down line, which I found when I started as a comedian. You used to be able to send off for a little book of heckle put down lines, which are no use to you at all. But I didn't know what I was doing. And one of them is the only one I've remembered is if you get heckled in the unlikely situation where you get heckled by someone with a moustache. Right? It's all really specific.
It's really specific.
Yeah. So, and it has happened to me. And they go, get off or something. You go, hey, is that a moustache, or have your eyebrows come down for a drink? It's so kind of silly and stock.
When you see it's a man with a moustache, do you light up? You're like, here we go.
Here we go.
Here we go. Get ready for this one. Harry Hill, it's been a complete honour. Thank you for coming on Great Company.
It's been fun talking to you, Jamie.
Have you enjoyed it?
I have. I've really enjoyed it. Now will you record a message for my 3 daughters?
While we're on the podcast?
No, it's got to be a video.
Okay, we'll do that after. Harry Hill, thank you very much.